When people think of Elden Ring, they most likely think of tragic stories, horrible fates, and in general depression. But one thing I think we all forget is that there are plenty of loving relationships within the game that also end in a depressing way. But who cares about that? Today, we are here to recap the many loving relationships of Elden Ring. And as they go on, they will get progressively weirder. You'll see what I mean by this. Let's start off with Godfrey and Marika. I already talked about their relationship last week, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but you can go watch that last video if you are interested. Godfrey and Marika were the couple to start everything off, bringing forth the Golden Order and having 3 wonderful young boys. Actually, just 1 wonderful young boy. The other 2 turned into Omen. Ew, gross. Sadly, Marika was only in it for the money, and when Godfrey finished his conquest of the lands between, she divorced him and took all the land. Poor Godfrey. Yet he still simps for her decades later. Gotta respect him. Next is my favorite couple, that being you viewers and the subscribe button. Aw, look at you guys, you're so cute together. It wants to give you a hug. Go ahead, give it a hug with your mouse or your thumb, you know, whatever you're using. Unless you're already subscribed, then it doesn't want a hug. The like button wants a hug instead. Get it? I'm telling you guys to like and subscribe. Do it. Aw, thanks. Okay, let's continue. Next up, we got Yura and Elanora, a tarnished couple who used to hunt dragons together, as Elanora was a Drake Knight obsessed with dragon hearts. Soon, Yura found out that consumption of these hearts would drive Elanora mad, but it was too late. We do not know much, but one can assume Yura tried to put an end to these dragon hunts, something Elanora would not agree with. Somehow Mohg found audience with her, and one can only imagine that Mohg, seeing the strength in her, recruited her into his service, perhaps promising her power to continue her hunts. From there, Yura and Elanora parted ways. But Yura still has hope for Elanora, that he may be able to bring her back, though we all know of their fate. Ranni is a doll. Well, she was humanoid at one point, but now she's a doll, and boy do FromSoft enjoyers love their dolls. Ranni is definitely the individual in the game getting the most play, which is funny because I don't think she really gives a shit about any form of relationship. Blaidd is obviously pledged to her, but that could be more platonic. But us main characters, we straight up marry her, and she doesn't have an ounce of care. When we propose, she literally just goes, "Oh, it's you? Okay." Like, she was just waiting for anyone. And then she immediately leaves. She goes, "Aight, cool, sounds good, peace." She clearly does not have any affection towards us. Seems like she is looking more for a servant. And you know what, good for her, slay girl. Ranni might not give affection, but you know who does? Radagon. He gives all his affection to himself. Yeah, so technically, I guess Marika remarries herself? Themself? This is why we fuck with FromSoft, because they are progressive as hell. But yeah, Radagon and Marika literally have children with themselves. How that is possible? I don't know. You know, don't look at me, go ask George. What a great representation of self-love. Except they don't even love each other, they don't even love themselves. Self-love is a really hard thing to do, but it is funny to imagine that in the Erd Tree, Marika was basically arguing with herself, got so angry that she smashed the thing that gave her power, and then was made prisoner in her own home. Yet another character that needs to go to therapy, and not with the Greater Will. Now we are going to enter into the really weird category. So warning, very weird relationships past this point. Vaike, the best of us, contender to become the Elden Lord before us, was in love with a dragon. I guess he had just watched the Shrek movies and was like, wait, why is the dragon kind of bad? And then he found his own dragon lover. Now obviously this is pretty weird, but Lansseax did turn into a human to commune with Vaike, so maybe it's not that weird. But anyways, all power to the furries, or I guess scalies in this case. And funny thing is, Vaike isn't even the only scaly in Elden Ring, as Tanith has sworn herself to a giant fucking snake, full of human corpses. Now they did meet before Rykard gave himself to the serpent, I think at least. I guess he took the "would you love me if I was a worm" seriously, and so did she. Honestly, it's kinda sweet. Guys, get you a girl that will stay with you even when you're a gargantuan human-eating snake that is so fat your insides start coming out. And even in death, she continues her loyalty by eating the rotting flesh. Okay, now you're pushing it a bit too far, like stand up, girl. Now, for the last lovely couple of the video. Fia and her dead, rotting mermaid boyfriend. Yeah, this one, I don't know what to say about this one. Another scaly, I guess. But again, men, you gotta find a lady like this. I don't even think they knew each other when Godwin was alive. I think she just saw the corpse and went, yep, that's my man. And I guess they are gonna bear a child, according to her at least. How that works, I don't even want to speculate. I don't want to know how any of this works. As a matter of fact, I just want to stop talking about this altogether. So please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week. At least she got some nice feet.